basically, when we looked the other day at sort of what the atoms might look like in a solid, liquid, or gas, in a solid, there is a regular arrangement to those atoms. Yes. In a liquid, they are not in a regular pattern. And in a gas, there's also no pattern. And as we go from solid to liquid or gas, the space between molecules increases. Whoa. Which has impacts on density and other factors. Just draw overall, just the basic idea. The terms that we use for the states of matter, and we say that a solid is a frozen form. A liquid called fluid. And gas we call a vapor.
Wait, is this all referring to like water or something?
No. It's referring to any substance. Shape. What kind of shape? What do we say about the shape of a solid? Raise your hand if you could tell me, Maya. Definite shape. How about a liquid?
Not definite.
Matt?
Takes a container's shape.
Yeah, shape of the container has no definite shape. And how about a gas? Yeah?
Indefinite.
Also the same as the liquid. Yeah. No definite shape, also takes a shape. How about the amount of movement of the molecules? What would you say about solid? How are the molecules moving in a solid?
They're not.
Well, they are, sort of. Shape?
Slow.
Slow, they're just sort of vibrating. Staying in place but vibrating. Liquid?
More movement.
More than a solid. Okay. They're moving around, molecules sort of trading places, but all sort of staying together.
It's so dark in here.
How about gas? Laura?
Our space.
Yeah. Right, they're moving more quickly. They're constantly moving. They have the greatest amount of movement of any of the states of matter. Donovan?
What's the empty space between the gas though?
Empty space. Just
Scientific.
there may be other molecules there. We're showing sort of one single gas. Okay, how much freedom do the molecules have to move in a solid? Raise your hand.
None.
Solid. Sierra? Not a lot at all. The molecules basically stay in place. Liquid? More. Raise your hand.
You couldn't see it anyways.
I would sense that it was there in the air. Now I'm ignoring you since you just called that answer out loud. Noreen, thanks for raising your hand, Noreen. Good job. Yeah, more freedom than a solid. They can move around, slide around. About a gas. How much freedom do the molecules have in a gas? Donovan?
As much freedom as they want.
They don't want anything, the molecules. They don't have brains. Most freedom, molecules can leave each other not bound together really. They have absolute freedom of movement.
So
How about compressibility? Can you compress it very well? Solids?
No.
No.
What about Play-Doh?
Liquids?
Yes.
Not very easily.
What? To squeeze water.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah, but it doesn't compress. It's not like you're making it small. It's just going to ooze through your hands.
Not if
What about
you're airtight hands.
What's that?
What about
Same thing. Play-Doh you can't compress very well.
Yes, you
It
can.
squeezes and it's soft.
You can wear it
But
out
if it's
though.
in a container and you're pushing it together, once the air is gone, it's not going to compress very easily. Same thing with liquids. That's why hydraulics work. Like if you have in a car or a brake fluid, and you press on the brakes, it pushes a fluid through brake lines that go to your brakes to push the brakes together. If it were very compressible, when you pressed on the brakes, what would happen?
You want it to stop?
Yeah, the liquid would compress and it wouldn't actually do its job. So liquids are also difficult to compress. But gases are easy to compress. That's why if you have like a pump to pump up your soccer ball, even if you plug the hole, you could still push the plunger down a fair amount, okay? And you can compress that gas somewhat.
You're pumping up a soccer ball with a plunger.
How about density?
Tense.
Megan? Yeah, the most dense. Solids are the most dense. The molecules are very compact. Remember, water is the exception. It's that solid water. It's actually less dense than liquid water. What's that? Liquids are in between, less dense than a solid. And gases,
Least dense.
they are the least dense. How about volume? Solids, do they have a definite volume?
Yes.
Liquids?
Yes. Yes.
Gases?
No.
No, they have no definite volume. They expand to fill whatever container they're placed in. Okay, last slide, the connection, the bonds between molecules. Solid? What do you think? Strong bonds between molecules. Liquids?
Less strong.
Somewhat strong. Stronger than gases. Weaker than solids. Sort of loose bonds. So the molecules sort of stay together. Okay? But they're free to move stuff. And gases?
None.
No bonds between the molecules. They're just flying all over independently.
Well, they don't have very.
How about the amount of energy they contain? If you think about the movement of the molecules. Solids? Low.
I called it.
Liquids?
Hot.
Medium.
And hot. You can go in low.
Okay, the amount of energy is greater because the molecules are moving more quickly. I mean, I guess this is the same amount of attraction in solids.
High.
Medium for solids. And gases? How much attraction between molecules?
None.
Almost none. Like connection between the molecules, sort of like bonds between molecules.
Those solids must be.
Alright, finally, the effects of heat. What happens when you heat a solid?
It melts.
It expands and eventually melts, turning to a liquid. What happens when you heat a liquid? It vaporizes or evaporates, turning into a.
Yes.
What happens when you heat a gas?
Stays again.
It becomes hotter. Could, at very, very high temperatures, turn into a plasma.
Really? Like how high the temperatures?
Oh, thousands of degrees.
Like
My oven doesn't
stars
do that.
temperature?
Yes.
Oh, cow.
So,
How do you find plasma for the
because plasma can be produced in two ways. In the video, what do they say? Not just extreme heat, but electrical current can form a plasma. So that is happening in fluorescent lights and neon and plasma televisions. When a little globe with the little things, those are produced through electricity, not extreme heat temperature. Because the stars are super far away.
We have 10 minutes to know that.
Because they are. Did anyone watch Cosmos on Sunday?
I want to watch the first 10 minutes of it.